Well, I sure as hell wish I knew this when I started playing the damn game a year ago. Would have been extremely useful back then. So at the time of recording, last night, somebody posted a thread on Reddit stating that you can overcap your ability efficiency or channeled abilities to compensate for negative duration. Now, at first glance, I thought this was a lot of bullshit. Everybody's heard that 175% efficiency is the maximum efficiency you can really use for your Warframe abilities, and it's true, just turns out not for channeled abilities. So I tested this first thing in the morning when I woke up, and I'm annoyed that I have played this game for this long and have only just learned this. So my build right now is nothing but steel charge. So let's go ahead and stock up on energy. We already are. If we pull Exalted Blade out, look at the drain. That's something you would want to take care of if you look at that energy. So if we go into our abilities, you can see that we're going to spend 25 energy just to pull the damn thing out, and we're going to spend 2.5 energy a second just to keep it out. So people are going to mod for this. Usually people will put on a rank 5 streamline, and where is it? Either a rank 4 fleeting expertise for 180% efficiency, or a rank 3 just for 170% efficiency, going 5 under the maximum that can be shown on the stat sheet. So 30 plus 50 is 80, so I am getting actually 180% efficiency only for the channeled aspect of the ability. So if I go into my abilities now, as you can see, everything beforehand was 25 with a 2.5 second burn. Now I have a 6 energy activation cost with 1 energy per second. That is significant. That's a standard thing people will use for Excalibur. And as you can see, that is now reflected. That's 1 energy per second burn on my ability. But if I go all out and take into consideration what I have learned and use a maximum rank fleeting expertise, I kill my duration down to 40%, but I get 190% efficiency. So a plus 90% efficiency is just not reflected on the stat sheet. One thing to keep in mind is that 190% Warframe efficiency is enough to deal with negative duration positively on channeled abilities. So now if I go into my abilities, you can see I'm using less than an energy per second, 0.63, but the activation costs of every ability that you can spam, such as this and that, and this is for every Warframe, they'll stay the same. They won't benefit from more than 175, only a channeled ability. So as you can see, I am using less energy per second now. With that in mind, when it comes to making a build that uses a channeled ability, at this point I wouldn't even say use a flow mod or Hunter's Adrenaline or Rage for that energy back on damage. If you're only going to use the channeled ability and nothing else, you can just get away with using these two mods for your energy consumption. Stuff like Ember, if you're doing map nuke Ember, where you're just going from room to room burning everything down just for quick farming or quick void fissures or whatever, I will just use these two mods and throw in prime continuity to fix the duration for your buff a little bit, because you're going to be using your 2, and well, there you go. One thing to also show, I wouldn't go all out and completely kill your duration. So you may think, well, with all this efficiency, 190% efficiency is going to take care of that negative duration. It only takes care of this amount of negative duration, only a minus 60 down to 40%. If you go down to 13%, 190% efficiency isn't efficient enough. You're actually using so much more energy than you were before. So yeah, 2 energy per second this way, that's not good. As far as it comes to using something like this with Excalibur and Exalted Blade, for general use missions you can get away with doing this, but if you're doing any kind of infinite mission and you're going to be doing it for a while, such as, I don't know, survival, then you're going to probably want some more duration on, because in survival the whole key is staying alive, and at those higher levels you are going to need some form of control depending on your setup. 6 seconds of duration on radial blind. Some people will say that's fine, but depending on how reactionary you are and how you are as a player, you can just throw in primed continuity if you want. That goes up to 95% ability duration, and if we go into abilities now, you have 14.25 seconds. Keep in mind that your blind duration on Exalted Blade is different from the blind duration on Radial Blind. Not that you should be using the Radial Blind from Exalted Blade, actually it's more inefficient, but there you go. So it is important to keep this in mind that 190% efficiency, while not reflected in stat sheets, does actually exist. And even if you're spamming your radial blind and your slash dash for your mobility and stuff like that, if you burn your energy down to say like 20 energy left, you're going to be using less than 1 energy per second. If you have a max rank arcane energize, or even 2, not that I would recommend using 2 on Excalibur, you still probably want arcane strike for attack speed. This 40% here alone is enough to cover that energy drain. It really is. It's more than enough. Hell, if you get 1 energy orb every 10 seconds or every 15 seconds and you're only using Exalted Blade every 20 seconds, you are fine. 1 energy orb every 20 seconds, bearing that you're not getting any energy leeches or an ancient disruptor doesn't land that stupid little fish hook on you, then you're fine. You're not going to run out of energy. So that's a revelation to me. I wish I knew that a long time ago. I'm kind of annoyed that I've logged in for nearly 430 days and I've only just found this out. So the link to the Reddit thread that discovered, well, not discovered it, but brought more attention to it, is going to be in the description. I can't pronounce the dude's name for anything, so I'm just going to leave the link there. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a like and subscribed. I am trying to grow my channel now more towards Warframe content, such as builds, maybe tips, guides, primarily focused on Captura, because I like doing capturing, even though it's really stressful when it comes to editing it, and I hate recording the scenes. I just love the outcome. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this informative, because I know I did, and I'll see you next time. Pretend that was a deep bow.